The Immaculate Conception Chapel is a powerful symbol of our Catholic identity and a sacred space on our campus. Planning for the renovation began 7 years ago. A renovation committee has met almost weekly for the past 2 years. They established guidelines to create the best possible space for liturgy today that respects the chapel's architectural heritage and current footprint, enhances the chapel's beauty, is universally accessible, and built with sustainable practices. Every detail has been carefully considered. The renderings in this video are designed to give a concept of how the chapel will look after the renovation. Not all elements are final. No design changes have been made to the west facade. The chapel dome is being repaired to preserve its iconic look. The front doors will once again welcome our community into the chapel and will be accessible to all. A modest addition to the south side of the chapel will add restrooms, a multi-purpose bride's room, chapel office, and a reconciliation room. All entrances will lead to a gathering space, which will serve to welcome all and form us as one worshiping community. As we enter the chapel, the baptismal font reminds us of our own baptismal promises. The font, constructed using hand-carved woodcuts from the chapel's former pulpit, will allow us to baptize infants and adults. The renovation respects the architectural heritage of the chapel while infusing it with new beauty and functionality. The liturgy is at the heart of the renovation. In this new space, we will hold services that engage the faithful in full, active, and conscious participation. Curved wooden pews with kneelers will allow nearly 350 people to experience the Word of God and celebrate the Eucharist in community. The balcony will be lowered to improve sight lines and will serve as overflow seating. New stained glass windows will be installed in the main body of the chapel and the south entrance addition. The brilliance and color of these windows cannot be captured in the renderings. A sample is on display in the Chaminade Chapel. A stained glass medallion at the top of each window will depict 10 different scriptural images of Mary in the mystery of the life of Jesus and the Church. 3 new devotional spaces will provide intimate places for prayer, with one space devoted to Mary, one to the Marian Story and Charism, and a third based on the liturgical season or need. Stations of the Cross will be added. The overhead lights have been modeled after the first lights installed in the chapel. The apse has been expanded to the north and south. All the existing stained glass windows in the apse will be repaired and preserved. The original crucifixion window on the east wall, which has been partially obstructed, will now be a focal point. The sanctuary will be elevated by a 2-step accessible platform. Here, the altar, as the center of our worship, will be the focal point of the chapel. The altar, ambo, and presider's chair are being designed by Marianist artist Brother Gary Marcinowski and will blend harmoniously with the surrounding art and architecture. The rear statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary will continue to overlook our worship space. Statues of St. John and St. Joseph, acquired in 1876, will remain on the sides. The entrance to the Eucharistic Reservation Chapel will be through the center of the reredos. This will be a symbolic reminder of Mary's role in leading us to Jesus. The Reservation Chapel will accommodate 8 to 10 people in private prayer and Eucharistic adoration. A newly designed tabernacle, built preserving elements of the former pulpit, will be the centerpiece of this space. Our chapel is the heart of our campus. It is a place where many hearts have been transformed by the presence of God. In 2015, we will open the doors once again to the Immaculate Conception Chapel and gather in community to celebrate together and give thanks for God's presence and faithfulness to our community.